do you say to voters who don't trust Democrats when it comes to the argument that they would handle the economy better?
Well, as an independent, I share some of those concerns. I think the Democrats clearly have not been bold enough in a number of areas. Look, Caitlin, while Trump's big, beautiful bill is going to throw 15 million people off of Medicaid, and while this big, beautiful bill is going to double premiums to people on the ACA on average, the truth of the matter is, before the big, beautiful bill, our healthcare system was a disaster. It is dysfunctional. And the American people and Democrats have got to deal with the fact. Why are we, the richest country on earth, the only major nation not to guarantee health care to all people? Why don't we have enough doctors and nurses and dentists? Why is our life expectancy lower than other countries, especially for working class people? Why do 40% of people who get diagnosed with cancer either go bankrupt or deplete their financial savings? This is an insane, disgraceful healthcare system. Now we're getting more and more support, I have to say, good news, for Medicare for all, to do what other countries are doing. Not enough. Democrats have got to jump onto that. It is disgraceful that our federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. That is embarrassing. Democrats were not successful in fighting to raise that minimum wage, to make it easier for workers to form unions, to make college affordable for all of our kids, regardless of their income
Yeah.
backgrounds. And by the way, people are concerned about AI and what that is going to be doing to the economy. Democrats are going to have to come on board to protect working class people in that reality.
Well, you talked about more support for Medicare for all. Right now, Democrats, where you're standing on Capitol Hill, are struggling to even get support to extend the Obamacare subsidies, something that they've been fighting for. And as you know, the Republican leader in the Senate is going to have y'all vote on Senator Bill Cassidy, also a Republican's health care proposal, this Thursday. That bill does not extend the expiring enhanced Obamacare subsidies. It does expand health savings accounts, and it includes funding for Americans to spend on health expenses. Democrats say they're going to put up their plan to just extend the subsidies. Neither one is expected to pass, though, I think is the important thing of what we're hearing tonight. So what happens to the 22 million Americans whose premiums are about to go up?
Well, Mr. Trump may have to explain to them why their prices are going down when they're going to see a doubling in their premiums. The reality is it is a disaster, and it's just another indication of the failure of our healthcare system. Look, my own view is I am not a great supporter of the Affordable Care Act, but I think we have got to extend the tax credits because you cannot allow millions of people to see huge increases in their premiums. But if we are able to do that, and I suspect that you're right that we're not going to be able to do that, we need to take the time to ask ourselves a very simple question. Why are we spending twice as much per capita on healthcare as the people of any other major country, all of whom manage to provide healthcare to all of their people as a right? And the answer is our current healthcare system is dominated by the insurance companies and drug companies. They want more and more money and profits. It is succeeding for them. We need to expand Medicare, guarantee healthcare to every man, woman, and child. We can do that in a cost-effective way.
So that's a place where you would agree with the president, then, actually, because he says trillions of dollars are going to these insurance companies. Way too much money is going to these insurance companies has been a big argument that he's been making.
Yeah, but he's a fraud. Yeah, that's what he says. Then what's the answer? Good. My view is that we should get rid of the private insurance companies, expand Medicare, cover dental, hearing, and vision, and over a 4-year period, make sure that everybody in America has health care is a human right. That is by no means what Trump is talking about. He's talking about giving people $1,000 or $2,000 when, if you end up in a hospital, you're going to spend several $100,000. He's talking about getting people into the so-called bronze plan with huge deductibles. The truth is, rather embarrassingly, Republicans have nothing significant to say about healthcare and the crisis that we're facing.
So you think that this is going to happen this week? Nothing is going to get passed, and these extensions are going to expire?
I fear that, and it's a tragedy. I mean, I talk to people.
Do you think people are prepared for that?
Well, I got to tell you, if you are 62 years of age, you and your wife in southern Vermont, and you're making $80,000 a year, you're not going to see a doubling in your premiums. You're going to see a tripling or quadrupling. That's true all over the country. People are going to be spending 40, 50% of their incomes on healthcare. That is insane. Are they prepared for it? No, of course they're not prepared for it. It's a disaster.
When it comes to the administration, there was something that the vice president said about you. I want to read you the quote. I'm not sure if you've seen this, Senator Sanders, but he told NBC News, Vice President J.D. Vance did, that he's always been fascinated by you. He said, "I'll one day tell you what Bernie said to me, like the second day that I was in the U.S. Senate. It's one of the funniest things that I've ever heard, and it's actually a pretty good summary of my politics. But it would probably hurt me on both the left and the right. If I told you what Bernie told me, it would probably hurt Bernie too." Do you remember what you said to then Senator Vance?
Not quite as dramatic as I think he's making it out to be. He dropped into the office early on. We had a chat, a nice chat, but I do not believe that I said anything which was quite as earth-shattering as he suggests.
So you don't remember what? I mean, do you know exactly what it was that he's talking about?
No, I do remember we had a nice chat for about an hour or so.
Would you say that you were fascinated by him? That he says he's fascinated by you?
I say it was fascinating. I'm not fascinated by him. Like, we had a good discussion.
Can I also ask you, when it comes to the Senate, Jasmine Crockett, a congresswoman from Texas, says that she's going to be running for the Senate seat there. Do you plan to endorse her? Is that on the table for you?
I don't endorse anybody who hasn't asked me. There's another candidate out there running who's strong as well. So no, we will see what happens, but it's premature to be talking about any type of endorsement in Texas.
Okay, so it sounds like you might support another candidate in this race.
I didn't say that either. We will see what happens. I don't endorse anybody who doesn't ask for an endorsement. I've not been asked in Texas yet. We're supporting at this moment 3 very good candidates in Maine, Minnesota, and Michigan. We're supporting probably a dozen, 15 very good House candidates. That's where we are right now.
Texas has been this kind of white whale for Democrats that you caucus with. Obviously, you rightly noted you're an independent. Do you think that Democrats could actually win a Senate seat there this time?
Don't get me going on Texas. Texas should be, in my view, one of the most progressive states in America. It's a working class state. It's a young state, strong Latino population, strong black population. And how the Democratic leadership in Texas, and it's changed, by the way, it has changed, but the Democratic leadership previously in Texas was pathetic. I've been there several times, but I think things are changing, and I think they're getting their act together, and I think there's no reason why Texas should not be a progressive state.
Senator Bernie Sanders, always candid, and we always appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.